debunking a bunch of BS. We're just talking, especially women. This is, for men as well, but sisters, the stuff we go through. But I think we're going to kick off with fitness today. But of course, Kristen, if you have any other things that you want to discuss. Oh, sound is great. Thanks, Heidi. Appreciate that. So if you have anything,
Sure.
of course, pop in and spout anything at any time. And if you are watching live and you have any questions or any statements you'd like to share or bring up for discussion, please shoot. So the reason fitness was mostly on my mind is I just went on a little rant the other day.
That was fun.
That was good. Not me this time. And just about how so much, mostly I just started. I'm going to host a fitness and mindset mentorship because I've been so about how the fitness industry portrays everything that I completely stepped out of doing my training with it because I didn't want to be part of that of BS anymore. Sell it, and then lately I've just decided it's time to be the change to change the narrative. And I love that you've been on a recent fitness journey lately because this has kind of come back to, and this is one of the reasons I stepped into it, because everyone that I'm coaching, almost every single person is still dealing with the health and fitness issue, right? So to speak, and going this way and that way. And I think the most lovely thing is we were getting ready to go on, and I text you to make sure you're ready. Like,
oh my gosh! And I'm so glad that my development is pretty quiet, so I was at no risk of hitting anyone during that flight home. My goodness! I'm trying to position this thing too so that it's not so low, because I feel like you can see my desk. Sorry, guys, if you can see my hand. There we go.
I couldn't. It's all good. I'm going to cover that while you finish that. Hey, Melissa. Hey, anybody else who's on? Thank you for being here. I can't really see all of the stuff. But one big thing I wanted to make a point that I was thinking about after you text that is the wins and the love I want to make a point of is that you went to the gym this morning. Anyway, already, because we were trying to schedule this in the morning, and you went to the gym. And you had texted, I skipped a couple exercises and kind of, laughed about it. And amazing, right? Because so many people would have had like an all or nothing mentality about that, and not on purpose, right? That like, well, my workout, it takes 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, or whatever. I have this on my scheduled program, and there's no way I'm going to have time to do it all. So I can't do it right now. I'll do it later or whatever, right? And this is what breeds a lot of self-sabotage, is thinking we have to have perfect. Anyway, so I just wanted to like give you a massive high five.
Thank you. Yeah.
That. And anybody who might not recognize that, because all we know is like, I sabotage, is so much is what the language is, or I suck because I didn't get my workout in, and that we can do adjustments. And I'll caveat on that more later, but I want to hear from you. So you've recently really done a great job of reincorporating your fitness back into your routine, or whatever you want to call it, after what has been a little bit of a journey to get there. So I'd love to hear what you feel like changed for you and the shifts that made that.
Oh my gosh. Well, I only giggle when you say, awesome mug. I only giggle when you say reincorporate, because it's like since 2002 in the making, guys. So I'm like, if anybody feels like they're climbing a mountain and just can't quote unquote get it yet, you'll get it. Just keep trying. But no, the shift that took place, wow. We've been, and I'm sure people that have watched our lives have heard this before, but you and I have been working together for the last little over a year. Consistently, and for that last year, my number one top inspiration statement / goal was to spend some more time with my health and wellness and get my workout on track. And it literally took a year. And why? Well, there were a few things floating around in my head, and I don't necessarily like to use the word excuses, because I don't think that it holds as good meaning as some other things, but the stories that were going on that I kept playing over and over were, I don't like to get sweaty, number one. Number two, I don't know what I'm doing when I go to the gym, so what in the hell am I going to do when I get there? Number three, uh, I just don't know where to fit it in. I would go into slight subconscious panic because I'm like, where do I put it in? Like, I'm so busy. And as an entrepreneur, we found out that that's kind of our, default MO is I'm so busy. But I think what, the one thing
Yeah.
that really helped start making it possible to really cut to the chase, guys, is the mantra commit to today. So I know that I've got tons of friends that are in the wellness community, and a lot of them run these 21-day transformation challenges. I've seen and also signed up for 3-month transformation challenges. I've signed up for 2-week squat challenges and not done a single squat. You know, these timelines when it's not a part of my regular routine, I've got these sweet self-sabotaging stories on replay, and I'm like, okay, I'm never going to be able to accomplish this workout thing. And then through the work and consistently putting it at the top of mind, and it just kind of clicked one day when we started talking about commit to today. So I don't know about you, Amy, but commit to today kind of sounds like an homage bouche versus trying to go up to the whole entire buffet line and stack it all on my plate at once. So that was really I think the shift. So every day, even when
Yeah.
I didn't want
Beautiful.
to, it was like, I just have to commit to right now, to today. And today, I know that when I go get my workout done, I'm going to feel the mental clarity, and I'm so much healthier, combating my anxiety and depression. And I'm going to feel like I'm ready to go to get my tasks done, etc.
That's beautiful. Couple things I want to really highlight about what you said. Absolutely commit to today, because I love the things that you shared that were, going on in your head, because what it feels like is overwhelm, right? When we're not practiced at really catching what that sounds like, all we know is it feels
It's
like
like,
there's no way I can do this or stick with it or whatever, right? Yeah. Right. And I think it's so important to get to that key, but we're not taught that in any of the fitness stuff. And this is coming from I can't count the years, a 20-year fitness veteran, and trying to write. You're not taught that. That is not part of what you're taught. You can program and design the perfect workout that does no good if the client or you as a person can't understand how to manage it and get that in. And I don't mean that understanding like there's something wrong with us. It's just a narrative that we have to learn and work to. So I love that, the commit to today, and reminding anyone who's on here that really is the thing. In our head, a lot of times we're thinking about, but how am I going to get it in tomorrow? And whatever, we can't even, or next week, or we're worried about that. And that all you had to worry about is like the one workout in front of you and how you make that work and manage it. And it may not be perfect, but the little consistent steps of doing whatever it is for you each day are huge. So I love that, committing today and reminding that, and having that, if you write it down in the morning or anything, and that's just part of it. There's a lot more that goes into it, of course, but I love that you were able to kind of connect that. Wait a minute. All I had to commit to is like this right now. Tomorrow we'll take care of.
Well,
tomorrow I don't have to think about any of the rest of it, but the work.
And there's so many things that want to come along that path. And so like, I'm just to be, fully transparent. I'm like in week, I'm starting to lose track. I'm in week 11 or 12 of consistently going 3 to 5 times a week. And along the way, I've noticed, oh my gosh, I've only lost 1.8 pounds, and I've been working out. I've been killing myself, or whatever, like we could put in there. I really haven't been, because I actually kind of enjoy the
Yeah.
pain now. But I'm like, I only lost a pound.
And what have you done with that when you're doing that? How do you feel about that most of the time? That's funny.
Honestly, honestly, you just, yeah, you can't marry that scale. And I think with a lot of things
Yeah.
that, we can, fill in the blank, whether it's a workout or relationship, whatever, fill in the blank there. We marry the mirage of what it should look like, and we marry to the
Yeah.
expected outcome versus just committing to the process. Now, I do know, looking in the mirror, my body's changing shape, um, and I'm upping weight, you guys. I started doing shoulder press, if anybody knows, with 10-pound dumbbells, and I have graduated to, now don't make fun of me, all of you, if there's men watching. Shame on you if you make fun of my 10-pound dumbbells. But no, just kidding. But I've graduated to, I'm up to 25 now. Hmm.
That's amazing. And I love that you caught that. And that's why I wanted to ask you, because I know it wouldn't be the first time you look at, and you would not be the only person, right, to look at the scale and go like, which sets up a whole other language of self-sabotaging behavior, right? But we practice the looking at every day
Hmm.
the other things, the mental clarity, anxiety,
Hmm.
depression, being combat, and the difference in how you feel, and then upping the weight and checking out all the other
Hmm.
things that are changing and the goals, and the what's really important in the goals. So I want to caveat on that a little bit, and I'm trying not to rant some days, but that was part of the thing that sent me off, right? 6 weeks to your bikini body. Now I'm not, you can make change in 6 weeks, you can make change in 21 days, you can make change in 30 days, and I've stepped up and done a lot of group things that way as well to get people started. But I think what happens is that we get
Hmm.
this vision, like I said, of what we're supposed to be in 6 weeks or 21 days, 30 days, 12 weeks, that we think that it's going to be this certain thing, or that it has to be, and that there's something wrong with
Hmm.
us. Or if you fall off the wagon, you get sick, you hurt, have an injury, and you can't follow the program exactly, all of a sudden, like, we scrap it and self-sabotage because we haven't met that specific goal for that. So goal setting and smart goal setting, which I was taught to teach for
Hmm.
forever so many times, can kill us, right? If you're
Hmm.
familiar with that model, the smart goal setting, right? You probably, half of you at least, have heard of that. So just understanding and recognizing that we are kind of set up to fail a lot. Now there are people that are, doing a great job in their health and fitness, and they're along and they're great. So that's not really like, yay, fist bump, high five. We are thrilled for you, but there is such a large percent of the population that is not. The statistics we
Hmm.
recognize are terrible around health and obesity and everything, and yet there's billions of dollars being spent on health and wellness and fitness stuff in there. So I think the biggest thing that we need to shift is starting to learn the mindset behind that, how to make ourselves go there. And you're not being taught that in your
No.
6 week things most of the time, or not to, because it takes longer than that. You've got how many years of being taught that things are supposed to be this way, and it takes some time to shift that. And if you're not directly focused on it, like you said, committing to today, if you're not reminding yourself of that every single day, you're not going to feel motivated every single day. You're
No.
just not. And so you have to build that up and learn how to practice that and do that.
Well,
So I
and
just want to
I
scream that from the
literally
rooftops, and that
I
how
literally
important
slept
it is.
like 2 hours last night, maybe. I have been sleeping horribly lately, um, which is something else I probably need to dive into elsewhere. But um, I could have easily said, I am too tired to go to the effing gym or whatever, But I'm like,
Yeah,
nope, I still need to
yeah,
show up today. I need to show up for myself, because hello, ultimate self-care and showing up for self, like,
Yeah.
hello.
Right.
You know, and another thing I wanted to highlight too is
Mm-hmm.
that it goes so much further beyond excuses and your why being big enough. Because guess what? My
Yes.
why is super big enough. My
Yeah.
daughter's my why for everything. Um, I was, I'm never planning on having
Yeah.
children. Never expecting to have children. I pretty much configured my body was broken, even though it tested out fine. But I've been in a lot of relationships. I'm married, and never had kids. She is the reason why I do everything that I do. My why is big enough. Okay. Number two, excuses. I don't want to
Yeah.
peg it at that because, as you've already said, Amy, unless we're learning the
Yeah.
mindset behind how this works, and unless we're literally forcing ourselves to pave those new paths in the grass, where yes, it's comfortable to do like I've always done, right? To, overeat, not track my
Mm-hmm.
food, not get out of bed and go to the gym and get sweaty, not do the different things. Yeah, it's totally comfortable over here. And this is something that's totally brand new that my brain is going to resist until I'm convincing it that this is the way I actually should be
Yeah.
going. Until we do that, the things that are, it's a
Yeah.
storm. It's like a hurricane.
Abs- yeah, it absolutely is, and I'm glad you mentioned that again about excuses because we went down a path, and I didn't get back to that yet because I want to. That's so important. Um, as a trainer, this was me too. I'm like, give me your excuses, bring them on. I'm gonna show you that that they're not. I'm gonna show you that your excuses are really just excuses, and move through that or whatever, and show you that you're not too busy. Blah blah blah. Oh, all over it. But years ago, not understanding that that wasn't the key. Our excuses are just a way, it's like you'll either, if you want it bad enough, you'll find a way or you'll find excuses. All those cliches. Tell me how many times have you seen that fly across Facebook, right? Or whatever. And isn't that pretty? And we're like, yeah, that's true. It's not the case. Or you don't want it bad enough, or you haven't committed, or just decide to
Mm-hmm.
change, right? Just make the choice. You have a new choice every day. That's all fine and dandy, and all of it is true on a certain level. But it's like the iceberg, right? There's like this tip above the water, and this is the excuses, and we're not seeing this whole massive thing underneath that's creating the
Mm,
excuse, right? So you could show someone they have time in their schedule, but if we have deep-seated beliefs or stories stuck in our head that there's no way we're ever going to be able to stick with this or lose the kind of weight that we think we need to lose, et cetera,
mm-hmm.
guess what? You'll find a new excuse or whatever you want to call it. So excuses are just kind of our way of proving
Mm-hmm.
that, we're not going to be
Our
able to do it. But we don't, until we learn about ourselves
mm-hmm.
enough, all we see is
Yep. And the
self-sabotage.
subconscious
And
will,
then we start to tell ourselves more and
yep,
more, see, I told
yep,
you.
the
Yeah.
subconscious will always talk us out of it. Because and that's one thing I
Yeah.
keep reminding myself, if I start to see myself getting frustrated at the lack of pounds lost or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
I say, Kristen, you didn't get this way
Yeah.
overnight. This is a culmination of at least,
Yeah.
let's see, because when I had my daughter, I actually lost weight. So I lost 30 pounds when I was pregnant. I had her and was like 212 or 215 and got up to about 260 pounds. So in almost 5 year span, I've gained 45 pounds. Um, that's 5 years of probably drinking too much, not tracking my food, not moving, having, let's just talk about it, maybe some stress. Stress could probably come in there and play a part.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. And it's a lot of stuff. And I like that you said that in the reminder of that it takes a while to get there. And if I could scream one thing from the rooftops about consistency, you know, because all the time we think we're being consistent, but a lot of times we're really not. We're trying to do all the things in the boot camp. So I've been living like this, for instance, right? Like that. And then turn around, now I'm gonna do the 6-week boot camp, which I did a ton of boot camps. I trained a ton of boot camps, and you can make some change. But now we're doing all the really, really hard workouts where we, you know, feel like puking the first couple days, can hardly move, but our body starts to change and we're changing all of the food. But at the end of the boot camp and we don't have the tools, we haven't changed this up here. No one's like in our face, like getting us down into the push-ups and woo,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it doesn't, guess what? So, yeah, I think it's so important to do that and to understand that the commitment to today doesn't have to be big. We get so caught up in what we think we have to do all the things. And one other thing besides consistency is you got to play the long game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this can't be about the 6 weeks, the 12 weeks, the whatever. This is about, you know, the lifetime, and you're so on point about why you're doing it. You have to have a
Mm-hmm.
vision about why that is, and that to lead you instead of the fear and panic about not being fat anymore,
Yeah.
or
And
whatever, right? Or
yep.
self-loathing about, oh,
And
I
the
look horrible
fixation.
like this. Now I have to go work out
Yeah,
and starve
exactly. And the
myself.
fixation can't be, for us women, it can't be simply on the weight. Honestly, here's what I thought about today. I was
Oh.
looking in that mirror doing those side lunges, and every time I go down into a side lunge, because I carry my weight around my middle, my belly fat was waving hello every
Goes
single
up.
lunge. And I'm like, I am sick of looking at you. So I'm going to keep doing these lunges because I don't want to see you eventually, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And then that can be, and using it in a way that, you know, from a place more of love than of like, you know, and it can, however it
Hmm.
can motivate us, right? As long as it's not self-hatred. You can be like, ooh, I can't
Yeah,
wait till
right?
that changes. Is it shrinking? I think it's a little smaller
Yeah.
today. And it's so easy to look at ourselves and see all the things. When I'm working with my clients online, sometimes I'll snap pictures because I'm like, oh my gosh, I know you can't see this, but the definition right now in your biceps or your form, or oh my gosh. Yeah. It's things that, you know, we don't appreciate
Oh my
against
gosh.
ourselves. So really,
Sorry.
anyway,
See,
that was awesome. Mic drop.
causing
Okay.
hurricanes
So
over here.
we're going to keep it short. What's that? Oh yeah.
I'll keep them in my
Excitement's going
sleeve.
around. So we wanted to keep it short. Yeah. The guns came out. Can you see any
Um,
questions? I don't know if anybody had any questions,
you
but
know,
um,
we've just
a
had
couple
a
things that,
lot of people
go ahead.
watching. This is great. I mean, we've had a ton of people tuning
Yay!
in. So,
Stop it. That's awesome. Thank you, everyone who stopped in. And my hope for this is that people just catch a little something that starts to shift the way that they think, right? So I appreciate you so much for coming in there. I love the discussion that we're having in the reminders about you don't have to be perfect. Like we talked about, that you skipped a few of your exercises. That's still, I got my workout in. Oh my gosh, I got my workout in. Good. You can adjust and go. The same thing goes for eating. The same thing goes for, you know, all of this stuff. But the key really is learning about yourself and what's really driving that. And that's why mindset stuff is so important. Because a quick caveat on my backstory a little bit, having been a trainer for years, and then I had my kids and everything in my world changed a little bit and things started to change, and I didn't change how I saw and looked at things, and all of a sudden I wasn't the same, and I knew all the programming, could still train clients like crazy, and all of a sudden I put on all this weight, and it wasn't because I didn't have the tools. It wasn't because I didn't know how to program exercise. It wasn't because I didn't know how to eat, right? So most of us out there know the better of the choices, right? It's not a particular program. Most programs will work for you, and hopefully they're healthy, right?
mm-hmm.
And yeah, so that's what I want to catch for people out there. Most times we think also we start a program, we didn't see the results, we think there's something wrong with it. It doesn't have to be a program. You can build your own. We know the choices to move our body. We know that things to eat a little bit better, and programming is great, but this, you can never out train, you can never out diet or out, you know, fix your diet, not success driven mindset in that way. So the key is getting what's going on
Yeah,
there.
and I
For
wanted to
sure.
just share with anybody that'd be curious. So I know getting started is usually the hardest part.
Yeah.
Uh, Virtually what I did is I would go on a walk outside and I bought a bicycle. So that was how I started moving, but I knew I'd, you know, let's reference 2002 for those of you that have been watching since the beginning. Back in 2002, I knew I liked lifting, but I was so far out of it that I didn't know what to do. So it kind of held me back. But gradually, you know, with the encouragement of, you know, Carmen at Anytime, I got back into the gym. I've been using the Anytime app to build my workouts. It tells me what to do. I just go in, I stick these little buds in, crank my rock music, and do my thing. And usually I can knock a lifting workout out in a half hour. And now I've started adding cardio. So I'll do a half hour on the 20 minutes on the treadmill, walking at a 2.3 pace at an 11 incline. And then I'll listen to like a sermon on YouTube or something, or a Brene Brown video.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I love what you're saying to get
Yeah.
started. Absolutely. Yeah, huge. You can follow Kristen's lead or you don't have to. What do you love to do? For me, it's biking right now too, because it's outside. I still love to get in the gym and lift, but because it's lovely outside, I want to be outside. My kettlebells are outside. My weights are outside. My TRX outside. If I could have done this outside, we'd have been doing it outside right now.
Yeah.
If my Wi-Fi would hold up for that. Yeah. You know, so what do you love to do to move your body? Start doing that. I can see one question. Wendy's asking, what are your favorite veggies and how do you cook them? I'll let you answer, Kristen, too, because if you've caught me before, I don't like to cook. I like, one thing I do like to do is cauliflower fried rice. That's about one thing that I can cook, and I put the cauliflower things, either the rice or the, what is the other stuff? You know what I mean, Kristen? The cauliflower that's cut up. I can't think of what it's called right now. But I like that with a little bit of, you know, ginger and stuff. And then any kind of veggies, broccoli, peas, carrots, celery.
I can't find the question. What's the question?
Otherwise, I like to do my cucumbers and green beans. What are your favorite veggies and how do you cook them? So otherwise, I like to do like cucumbers, green beans, anything I don't have to cook too much. I like peas. Shoot.
Okay, so I found out that we get.
Shoot, Kristen. Yeah. She's the cook. You can share all your stuff.
I love to cook so much, and I love to share it with people. So if anybody wants to be my new gym friend and then come eat with me, that's fine. But I found out roasting veggies is my favorite way to cook them because roasting them in the oven, you can sprinkle them with just a little bit of lemon pepper or a little bit of sea salt and black pepper. But really, and toss them with some olive oil, and it just brings out such an awesome flavor. Otherwise, like, let's not make it too difficult. You throw them in a bowl and cover them with a teeny bit of water and just steam them in the microwave. I mean, favorite veggies, I love zucchini right now because it's seasonal and you can get it at farmer's market. And if I have a zucchini on hand and some broccoli florets, I make a quick and easy stir fry with that and with some chicken. You just have to watch the sauce because the sauce usually has a lot of sugar in it if you use like the jarred sauce. So I try to just make sure I don't like douse it, you know, just flavor it a little bit. Yeah, cucumbers, definitely a big one in our house right now. Green beans, you want to look at your green veggies because those are going to be lower carb, that and cauliflower. So like zucchini, green beans, broccoli, cauliflower, you know, staying away from the ones that are a lot more, you know, they have a lot more sugars and don't have as they aren't as oh my gosh, take 3. Yes,
nutrients,
not as nutritious, like corn's delicious, but there's just not a lot in it that feeds us as much as the other ones do. Yeah.
Beautiful. And one other little caveat on that, for those of you, if you feel super busy or don't like stuff, if you're not getting fresh, in a pinch, You can buy the bagged
Yep.
steamable vegetables and throw them in the microwave as to, I mean, you could get into like fresh, frozen, canned, whatever, but start where you're going to
Mm-hmm.
actually start, right? I just remind that because I'm not, I love a good stir fry. I'm not going to do it super often. I'm not going to get everything cut up. So don't let that keep you from doing it. Grab a bag of veggies. Try to get the ones that maybe
Yeah.
aren't in sauce. Check your ingredients. If there is some, just be cautious about it. If you're not eating any vegetables now,
Well, and
eat something.
that's like my that's my quick
that's going to work
go-to
for you.
meal, because I've done carb cycling and I've tried to
Yeah.
look at the Weight Watchers stuff, and I keep it simple. Get your proteins. I mean, you need your good carbs. And a good carb is not a Dorito. It's, you can eat jasmine rice, brown rice, but like moderating it to like a quarter cup. But I grab, literally, it's $1.86. It's a bag of stir fry veggies, or you can just get, if you just like peppers and onions, you can get that too. And I've gotten that, but at Walmart, get this bag of frozen stuff. I can make dinner so quick. You thaw your chicken breasts out, um, cook those, throw the veggie in there, steam it quick, make your rice in the microwave, and boom, you've got, something to eat.
Yeah. And also, if I know some people will say I never eat leftovers, but if you're like me, I like to cook for a couple days if at all possible and cut down on how many times I have to cook. Leftovers can be your friend, and you can reheat them on the stove if you're like a non-microwave person as well. Anyway, so if you guys have any questions on any of this stuff, feel free to drop any comments. Thank you so much for coming in. We were going to cut this off early, and then we got on vegetables.
Woo!
Which
Hey,
is good.
Call
Which is
me
good.
for
Not
a good
just vegetables.
time.
There was other stuff before that, but Kristen will put all of her recipes.
I just want to give a shout out to Tara. She commented that she walked at the park today, and she also loves being outside.
Awesome.
Susan, she likes V8 healthy greens.
Yeah.
I think that's all I see for comments. So yeah.
Thank you.
Woo.
Yeah. I couldn't see. I caught one. The rest, I don't dare touch it.
It falls down.
You never know what will happen. So, thank you so much for your time. Yeah, it was all about fitness and wellness. You never know where you're going to get on this. So thanks so much for your time. Happy Friday. Thanks to everybody who stopped in and had something to say. We so appreciate you and hope there was something in here that struck a chord just enough to help inspire you to some sort of action that makes your world better.
We're here for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.